What is going on, Jets Nation? We are live here on Jets Media. OTAs is done, folks. It is officially wrapped up. Yes, this past week was the third and final week of the New York Jets organized team activities. And now next up, the New York Jets will have mandatory mini camp this week. And I want to break down my biggest takeaways of Aaron Glenn, Justin Fields, everything that we learned from these New York Jets at OTAs. And then after this week, there's just going to be a long pause in between the New York Jets OTAs and training camp, which will be at the end of July, early August. So we are entering the dead period of Jets land because, as you guys know, as NFL fans, it feels like it's a year-long thing. When you are a fan of the New York Jets, when you're a fan of the league, of the NFL, it feels like there's never an off season because right when the season's done, then there's a coaching cycle that happens around the league that you got people getting fired, people getting hired, and then all of a sudden you turn around and it's the NFL combine, and then it's free agency, and then it's the NFL draft, and then you go right into rookie camp, and then right into OTAs. And then now finally we can breathe a little bit, right? Because even after the Super Bowl's done, there's still so much stuff. And then after OTAs, that's when you get a 6-week period of nothingness. And that's where we can just, talk about what to expect with this Jets team this upcoming year and just speculate what to really, look forward to, what to be excited about, what to be concerned about, what our expectations are with this football team, what we learned from this squad at OTAs, and what position battles are we looking forward to at training camp? Who's going to make the team? There's so much that we're going to be talking about throughout these next few weeks. So I want to provide my biggest takeaways of OTAs for the New York Jets as camp is right around the corner in terms of mini camp, which is mandatory. And I'm excited to break it all down in the show. So do me a favor, folks. Just simply hit the like button on your way into the show. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I definitely had a great weekend. I actually unplugged this weekend, and I felt really good just to get away from the digital world a little bit. Went on a retreat this weekend, which was great. And it was funny because, as you guys know, I'm a building Roundtable Sports up with my business partners, TD and Dan. And I forgot to tell TD that I'm unplugging yesterday. And what I mean by unplug, I just mean I put my phone away. I didn't touch my phone for the entire day. I was away on a retreat, did some, a yoga retreat, whatever. And I didn't have my phone on me whatsoever. TD's calling me 8 times. Where is he? Where are you, Richie? So it felt good to kind of just remove myself from the Jets world, my Knicks world, the business world, and just, have a day in nature and have a good day. So now we're back in the swing of things, back in work mode, back talking about these New York Jets. And I feel like there's a lot that I took away from at OTAs for the New York Jets. A lot of topics we've talked about on this channel throughout the last few weeks. I mean, we've been breaking down OTAs throughout the last 3 weeks since it started. And the really big consensus around this football team right now is Aaron Glenn's new culture. And I feel like that may sound a little redundant at this point. Like, oh, here we go again. Culture talk with Aaron Glenn. But it's real, man. It's an absolute real thing. And, first of all, we don't know if this culture is going to work yet. Just because we're talking about a new culture doesn't guarantee that the culture is going to work out. And I just noticed my Jets media sign is sideways. That's going to drive me nuts if I don't fix it right now. See that? Got to fix that. Absolutely. But I feel like some people are getting a little like, all right, can we talk about something different besides the culture of Aaron Glenn? Well, no. I mean, it's a big deal here. I think that he's brought a new flavor, a competitive edge, a sense of fire, and something, it's a breath of fresh air for me as a Jets fan, witnessing Aaron Glenn come here and establish this football team and developing a new mindset, a new infrastructure, right? And I think that a lot of people are looking forward to seeing what he looks like with the New York Jets in his first year. And I think that setting a standard with his players of holding them accountable, calling them out on the practice field, calling them out, this is something that's different, man. This is a really, really cool thing. So, folks, hit that like button right now on your way into the show. Really do appreciate each and every single one of you guys tuning in to Jets Media as always. Just simply hit the like button on your way in. Really does help out the channel more than you know. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We got Dagoda, JT's in the house, of course. Why me, the Jets fan? Morning, Rich. How's your mental health, brother? Mental health is fantastic. Yesterday was a mental health day for me. Those retreats were really good. It was a cool retreat I went on in New York, right here in Queens. A nice retreat house in Rockaway Beach. It was cool, man. I'm not going to lie. There with my girlfriend and had a great time to just relax, meditate all day, and be off my phone and not worry about breaking news happening. You know, when you're a fan of sports, you're kind of living on edge, especially as a content creator, because you have to, if news breaks, you have to like, oh, I got to cover it. It felt good to just be like, you know what? If news happens, I'll worry about it tomorrow, man. But hey, man, it's a good day. It's a great day. Hopefully the weather can get better this week. Last week's weather was fantastic, man. Mudvile's in the chat. Good morning, Richie. God bless. Do you believe any of the Terry for Breece talk, or are we rolling with? All right, so like I said, I unplugged yesterday, so is this a new thing? I mean, I'm kind of behind the eight ball. There's rumors around Breece getting traded for Terry. Where is that coming from? Who's talking about it? Is there actual substance? What are we talking about here? Because I just logged on to X, and this is the first thing I see. This is the first thing I see when I log on to X this morning. When I'm like looking for this is the first thing I see. The New York Jets posting Breece. I don't know if that's just the Jets social media admin saying, he ain't going nowhere. I don't know. It's fan rumors, right? This isn't legit. This is just, I don't know. Why would we trade a running back, our top running back, for a receiver? I don't know. Breece ain't going nowhere, folks. He ain't going nowhere. I mean, I would be the first one to tell you I'm wrong if he gets traded, but I get it. He's going into a contract year, but this is a big opportunity for him. This is first of all, did Media Day happen yet with this team? Because this looks like a brand new thing here. And what Media Day is for the Jets is that's when they have all the players get suited up and they take photos, like the professional photos. But yeah, I think Breece Hall is in for a really interesting season of his own because this is a contract year, right? And if he balls out, there's a chance he gets paid by the Jets, by another team, or maybe the Jets slap the franchise tag on him. I don't know, but let's all be honest with ourselves here about Breece. He has not lived up to the expectations, at least not from my opinion. I mean, when we drafted him and I saw him those first 7 games as a rookie, the way that he played before he tore his ACL, that leveled up my expectations for Breece to be like a legit top 5 running back in this league. And he hasn't lived up to that yet. And that's objective. I really don't think that's hating on the man. I still think he has that capability in him. I genuinely do. And I'm excited because he knows this is his opportunity to get paid. When you're a day 2 pick like Breece and you're on a 4-year deal, entering year 4, this is your year to go out there, ball out, get paid either on the open market or with the New York Jets. I mean, the ideal world is that he balls out and the Jets give him an extension, Garrett an extension, Sauce an extension, and we keep rolling it with these guys. So I don't think Breece is going anywhere. I know that now Terry McLaurin rumors are going around. The Jets are not going to trade for Terry, man. I mean, I would be shocked if that was to happen. I think the Jets are very comfortable with the receiver room. I know that the fan base is not. And let's not forget about Garrett Wilson. I mean, I feel like you look at receivers with the good teams, right? Oh, it is Media Day today. So yeah, I was right. So today is where the Jets are at the facility taking photos, right? By the way, so this is Media Day. Now, I have a different version of Media Day. That's going to the Jets games, right? If you guys want to come through to Jets Media Day 2025, that reminds me about the tickets. Now that Aaron Rodgers is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler, tickets are definitely starting to sell a little bit more. So if you are interested in coming to the event this year, definitely get your tickets now before they are sold out. The link right now is pinned at the top of the chat. It is also in the description of the video. If you guys want to come through, definitely come through. It is your ultimate Jets game day experience where you get access to the Jets Media live pregame show. You get section 228 tickets in the prime mezzanine section, all seated together. Access to the turf after the game. We all get to party on the field after the game together. And then we get an exclusive tailgate party hosted by Gotham City Crew. Your ticket comes with food, drinks, live DJ. Everything comes together all with one ticket. So if you guys want to come through to the event, make sure you click that button, Jets Media Day is officially a hefty discount. Yeah, now that Rodgers is gone, I promise you that the prices are going. Excuse me. Now that Aaron Rodgers is officially a Steeler and he's going to be in this game, I bet you the prices for this game is going to go up. Well, guess what? My prices are not going up. They're staying the same. Okay, I'm not going to increase the price. The price is what it is, and it's going to be that way all the way up until the game. So if you guys want to get your seats, definitely consider doing it. And again, a ticket to this event is not just a game ticket. You get so much included in one ticket that you buy with me, a whole ultimate Jets game day experience. Okay, so we're really excited about it, man. We're absolutely excited about it. They have went up. I looked. Yeah, they probably went up. Like if you go to Ticketmaster or any of these ticket companies and you look up Jets Steelers, I'm sure the tickets are probably crazy. And the cool thing about getting the ticket through me is it comes with way more than just going to the game. If you go to a Ticketmaster or StubHub and you buy tickets there, you're just going to the game. If you buy it through me, you get a game ticket plus all this stuff, fun stuff. An ultimate Jets game day experience, man. We're really excited. Matthew's in the chat with a super one. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you, Matthew, for the $5 super chat. He says it was an analyst suggestion for the Breece trade, Terry and Eckler, and a pick swap for Breece in a second rounder. It wasn't anything that showed substance. Yeah. Which insider was that? Because now I'm really curious. Breece Hall trade. Is there an actual... Who's the reacting to Jets? Oh, it's a Bleacher. I think I'm seeing it now. Yeah. It was I don't see much substance here either. I think that this is something where the Jets, I'd rather keep Breece Hall, and I know Terry's a great player. There's nothing about Scary Terry. I think he's phenomenal, but I don't know. I also don't think the Commanders want to trade Terry. Terry's a big piece to their team. Terry's an absolute massive piece to their team. So I don't see that happening, man. All right. Thank you, Matthew, for the super chat, by the way. Do you get a group rate for parking too? So yeah, for the parking pass with the event, I will send out a promo code the week of the event when you will get the parking pass face value. You get the parking pass through me. I send you a promo code to basically take you to the Jets website the week of the game, and you get a face value parking ticket, not those scalpers that try to sell them for more money, whatever. Richie, thoughts on rookie Arian Smith and Mason Taylor? I'm really excited about those two rookies. I think those are the two playmakers on this offense that are trying to make their impact from the rookie perspective this year. And, I got a lot of high expectations for Mason Taylor. Arian Smith, I'm still in wait-and-see mode. I'm not going to buy into the hype just yet. I'm not going to, solidify him as having a legit role this year until I see him in training camp and see him in preseason. The upside is there. I think that his agility and his speed and all of that can translate to the NFL. But the question with Arian Smith is going to be not just the drops that everybody's talking about, but can he master physicality? Can he get off the line of scrimmage? Can he get off routes? Can he create separation? And that's really the most important thing in my opinion. I'm not really worried about the drops. I think that's one of those fluke things because his body size is not the biggest. So he's got to be able to get creative. He's like a Devontae Smith type of player, a Deshaun Jackson, those type of players, Goodwin, and so he's got to really be able to create separation with his speed and anticipation and all that fun stuff. Folks, don't forget to simply hit the like button on your way into the show. If you did not already, cannot thank you guys enough for all the generous support and all the love that you guys are doing lately. Really has been a joy to watch this Jets fan base get all fired up for the New York Jets. All right, let's talk about this running back room because I think that's a good topic we can get into with Breece. Listen, man, I think that the Jets running back position is one of the most underappreciated rooms amongst the Jets fan base. We got 3 running backs, and you're seeing them on your screen right here, Breece, Braylon, and Isaiah Davis. And I think you can argue that all 3 of these guys are good. And I think you can argue one of the 3, maybe even 2 of the 3 could be great. Braylon Allen is like a forgotten piece. Even Isaiah Davis isn't being talked about enough. I mean, my favorite part about this running back room is this. These three complement each other so well because you got Breece Hall, who could be the bell cow if he was asked to. I don't think he will be in this offense, but he can be a 3-down back. He's an amazing receiver threat. I really hope the Jets utilize his hands out of the backfield, like running routes down the football field, right? You got Braylon Allen, who's the in-between the tackles, in between the line, like bruiser, create contact, absorb the contact, go through defenders, just will beat you, right? With pure physicality. And then Isaiah Davis is unique. He's shifty. He can, give him a little slip screen. He'll pick up the first down, right? You give him the ball on the outside zone and he can pick up 15 to 20 yards. And I think that in space, Isaiah Davis has some flash. So I think these three guys definitely complement each other very well. And then Donovan Edwards, the rookie, the undrafted rookie from Michigan, is another player to watch out for, to be that running back 4, whether he makes the team or he simply is on the practice squad. And then, of course, Justin Fields is the ultimate Jets running back. That's what makes the Jets so crazy this year from a running perspective. Like, we have the running room, in my opinion, running back room. We have a quarterback that has a dual threat ability that is off the charts. And then let's not forget about this offensive line. His offensive line, I mean, is supposed to be fantastic this year. Supposed to be fantastic. So that's exciting there. And then I think another big talking point I want to bring up is the duo of Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson. And this is another thing that is calming my nerves about everyone super complaining about the number 2 receiver. Like, one thing I'm learning about Jets fans is we're never satisfied, which I get it as a fan base. You always want to improve. You always want to get better. But am I the only Jets fan that's not like crying and pounding the table for them to sign a receiver, trade for a receiver? Like, dude, Garrett Wilson is good enough to be a number 1 without a legit number 2, in my opinion. Like, look at the Buffalo Bills. They don't have a number 1. They got a bunch of just Khalil Shakir has proved to be a really good receiver for them, of course. Keon Coleman's going to try to break out in year number 2. They brought in Palmer, the veteran. They don't have that star number 1 receiver, but they're still successful, right? And look at the Detroit Lions, the team that we're trying to replicate. They got a number 1 receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then a bunch of really good playmakers around him, right? I mean, Jameson Williams, you can argue, is a fantastic number 2, and the Jets don't really have a Jameson Williams like to be the number 2 to complement. But I think Garrett Wilson being a number 1 and the supporting cast that he has around him with Xavier Gibson, Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard, Malachi Corley, Arian Smith, like, I think that can get the job done. And I think Garrett Wilson is good enough to get the volume. And Aaron Glenn said himself, the mission is going to be feed Garrett Wilson. Like, you can try to double team Garrett all you want, but he's going to get open. He's going to find his opportunities. He's going to get the ball in space. And I'm not looking at this receiver room thinking it's a giant weakness like other people. I think you can argue a strength, right? You can argue a strength. So I'm excited about it, man. I think that Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields have an opportunity to do something special this year for the New York Jets. I think it's going to be something that Justin Fields needs in order for this team to go out there and get the job done. All right. Now, there's another player I wanted to highlight that I put in the thumbnail of this video for a reason, and I'm really excited about him, man. One of these players that I think is going to go from a breakout last year to potential stardom. We've talked about it before, and that's Will McDonald, bro. Will McDonald, I think, has a legit chance to become a superstar. And that may be sounding a little bit like, okay, pump the brakes. But no, I'm not going to pump the brakes. I'm not. I think that this is a legit chance here that Will McDonald could be a 13 to 15 sack type of guy a year. He got 10.5 sacks last year when he just got an opportunity. Now that he has a full offseason of that type of tape and that type of confidence within him, with a new coaching staff that's going to really utilize him, I think he's going to potentially be an every down defensive end attacking the quarterback. I think he's going to be on the field in run situations. The fact that he gained 15 pounds of muscle tells me that the Jets want him to be an every down defensive end to try to set the edge against the run, not just be a pure pass rusher. But this is the biggest storyline for me from the defensive side of the ball coming out of OTAs is Will McDonald's ability to take a step. He changed his number to number 9. He's single digits now. And I think that there's a level of Will McDonald that I see. His spin move is unblockable. And I see it's hard to make comparisons, but I can see a Max Crosby in him. And the reason why I bring up Max Crosby is that spin move that Max Crosby has is lethal. And Will McDonald, you can argue, has just as good as a spin move as Max Crosby. And when you have a spin move like that, it unlocks all the other moves because now the offensive tackles going up against Will McDonald, they're going to be anticipating that spin. And then maybe he hits him with a different type of move, a swim move or a power move even, and then it gets the offense. Like there's so much you can do when you have a lethal spin move like Will McDonald. Not only can you just spin around him whenever you want to, but you can anticipate other types of moves. His bend is freakish. I mean, the guy can stay up balanced, shed off the blocker, bend around the corner, and just take down the quarterback. And I think that if there was a potential breakout player on the defense out of anybody, it's Will McDonald. And I think that is really exciting. It's really exciting. He's a first-round pick for a reason, entering year 3. And I think the third year for a first-round pick is where you can expect that breakout. Year 1 as a rookie, he played, he showed flashes. It was like, okay, Will McDonald actually looks like a solid first-round pick. Remember, everybody was complaining when we drafted him. Year 2 was when he really stepped up and put up double-digit sacks. And now, year 3, I think this is where he can become a household name. And you look at this Jets defensive line, there's a lot of other guys. What's the status of Jermaine Johnson? I'm expecting Jermaine Johnson to have a slow start to the season. And the sad thing about Jermaine Johnson is we all have to be realistic with him and understand, that it's going to take some time for him to get back onto the football field at full strength and really be the player that he was before he got injured. And that's just the sad truth about somebody coming off an Achilles injury is it's going to take time, especially defensive end. So my expectations for Jermaine is not super high this year. And that's just because of the injury and the injury alone. It's nothing to do with him as a football player. Last year, I was hyping up Jermaine to be the breakout guy like I just broke down Will McDonald. Like, his talent is off the charts. If he can get his feet underneath him, regain that strength, regain that confidence, and then by the midpoint of the season, Jermaine is back to full strength, back to full health. Will McDonald is humming. The Jets literally have 2 first-round talents off the edge that is lethal with Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald. So, again, it's unfortunate that injury happened to him, the worst injury you can possibly imagine, but he's going to be good to go, I think, for week 1. And the good thing is it happened early in the season. For Jermaine, it happened in week 2 last year, so that gave him a lot of extra time to heal up and get ready to go. So I really do think that Jermaine Johnson is a big-time piece to this team that I'm really excited about. And, there's another player on this football team that I feel like we forget about that is, the captain and one of the best players on the entire team, which I think is funny that people just forget about. And the reason why I say forget, it feels like we forget that he's on this team because he hasn't really been dominating in a little bit, and that's Quinnen Williams. Like, Quinnen is the captain of this franchise on defense. He's the face of this team on that side, and I think that you ask around the NFL to rank your top 5 defensive tackles, Quinnen's name will be listed in the top 5. I don't think he's the best. I don't think he's even top 3 anymore. I would say 4 or 5 range, but he still's got that upside to be one of the best if he can really unlock that potential. And he has that, aura where he has to take on double teams, take on triple teams, and it's a big responsibility. But I really hope that Quinnen can dig deep into himself, because if he can become that Aaron Donald level, and listen, Aaron Donald is like a Hall of Famer. It's hard to really even say, can Quinnen become an Aaron Donald? No, I mean, if he was Aaron Donald, we know by now. So I think that conversation can be put to bed, but it doesn't mean he can't be an all-pro, can't be a dominant force, can't create pressure up the middle. You talk about pressure interior-wise, that's what unlocks defenses. That's what opens up the entire potential of the system. So Quinnen Williams eating up double teams. It's going to open up opportunities for other guys around this Jets squad. And the interior defensive tackle spot for the Jets is a very interesting one because we brought in a lot of new players. This year at defensive tackle next to Quinnen Williams, right? If there's another guy that I think can potentially break out this year onto the scene on the defensive tackle spot, it's Leonard Taylor III. We've talked about him entering his second year. Undrafted free agent last year. 6'3", 305. I do like Leonard Taylor to be that young guy next to Quinnen to kind of break out this year. But there's a lot of guys from a veteran standpoint the Jets brought in. Derek Nottie is a name to watch out for. Byron Cowart is another name to watch out for. What's his name? Jay Tufele or something like that. Byron Cowart and Derek Nottie from the Kansas City Chiefs, and then Jay Tufele, who is a very underrated player, in my opinion. 25 years old. I'm excited to see him. So there's a lot of defensive tackles here. And there's a rookie that actually looked pretty good, and that's OTAs. Hard to tell. But just from looking at him body-wise, body type, I'm very intrigued to see what Tyler Barron looks like, the rookie from Miami, our last pick that we drafted. He kind of reminds me of a Jermaine Johnson in terms of like the size and the strength and the overall look. And, I'm not really expecting him to break out or anything, but I think that he's somebody with some upside that could provide depth at that position if he's developed properly. So that's another name to look out for is Tyler Barron, the rookie from Miami. So that's exciting. Very, very exciting. The defensive line position is coming together before our very eyes. Now, another thing that we have to bring up, which is probably the most boring, but also important at the same time in terms of what we're looking for in OTAs. There's a competition happening. At a position that a lot of Jets fans are critical about, and that's the kicker position, right? We got Andreas Carlson versus Caden Davis. This is interesting. Carlson is entering his third year in the NFL. We had him on the team last year. He was actually solid, the brother of a really good kicker. And then Caden Davis is a guy that the Jets brought in who is a rookie. So I'm really curious to see who wins that battle. Caden Davis, the rookie, or Andreas Carlson. I don't know who's looking better at OTAs. I'm not there yet, but it's going to be better getting to know them when training camp happens in preseason, when they really start getting deep into all that stuff. So there's a lot of, talking points coming out of the New York Jets training camp, New York Jets OTAs. I keep saying training camp because I'm ready for training camp, man. I'm ready for training camp. You telling me right now? Let's do it. Another rookie that we have to mention here is definitely Mason Taylor. I think Mason Taylor has been, and the whole tight end room has been a joy to watch at OTAs. You talk about somebody that is blocking at a high level, according to Aaron Glenn, which is why I bring up the blocking side of things. He's really impressed with his blocking, Mason Taylor, and his ability to run routes, of course, is going to be off the charts. And that's a position where there's a wide open opportunity for Jeremy Ruckert, for Smart. A lot of guys at the tight end spot's going to have to really level up their game. Now, when it comes to the offensive line, right, the whole notion of Joe Tippmann versus Myers on the offensive line position, the center position more specifically, I think that's a little bit blown out of proportion. I think Josh Myers is going to be the backup behind Joe Tippmann, if I'm being honest. But, he's an experienced, great backup to have. I mean, it's a really good thing that we have a competition going on at center. We want somebody to light a fire underneath Joe Tippmann to make sure he feels like, okay, maybe my job's not safe. I got to really level up my game. So Josh Myers, chemistry with Justin Fields, I think that is going to be an interesting position battle to watch. So we shall see about that. But other than that, man, the offensive line is coming together very nicely. And I really do like it. Now, there's an underrated strength to this Jets roster that I wanted to bring up here. And this excites me. It really does. And the strength, in my opinion, not a lot of people are talking about, which is the backbone of an Aaron Glenn defense, is the secondary. the secondary, man, on paper, I'm loving the depth. I'm loving the talent. Of course, we got Sauce entering year 4, but Azareye'h Thomas, the Jets rookie, that's another player that's really stepping out, like stepping up and showing out at practice. This guy's going out there making plays. He's like making plays on Garrett Wilson in the red zone, getting a pass breakup. Like if you're a rookie going up against a talent like Garrett Wilson, okay, you belong in this league, number one. Number two, the upside is tremendous. I'll never forget being at the Senior Bowl. Never heard of Azareye'h Thomas in my life because I don't watch college football until the draft season. And I'm at the Senior Bowl watching the practice. I'm like, who is number 8 from FSU? Because he looks like a mini version of Sauce Gardner. And the reason why I said that was just his length, the way he was moving around, his size, his like long arms. And I'm like, damn, if the Jets want to find someone to replace DJ Reed in the draft, that's who they should draft. I didn't expect them to actually do it. And they did. And now he's out there making plays, Azareye'h Thomas. He's out there thriving. And I think that the Jets may have found their potential long-term solution next to Sauce Gardner for the long run. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to work out that CB2 spot with Brandon Stevens coming on in free agency. But that's a good problem to have. We got a free agent, Brandon Stevens, who's a veteran, and a rookie to compete for that cornerback 2 spot. And if Stevens starts week 1 and he starts struggling, there's a very easy switch. Like Azareye'h Thomas will be ready to go whenever his name is called. And hey, maybe the Jets even give it to Thomas right away. Because Brandon Stevens is an interesting name where I just don't know if I trust him yet. I mean, I think that the Jets coaching staff is going to try to get the most out of him. And hey, maybe he does start. Maybe he's a baller. And Thomas just got to wait for his turn. I don't know. But hey, that's a good problem to be in. A really good problem to be in. And I'm really excited for Azareye'h Thomas. There's so much to his game that if you're a Jets fan, you should be fired up about because he has tremendous upside. And then not just to, stop there at corner, the safety room, I think is extremely underrated as well. And Andre Cisco, that free agent signing that the Jets made, I think, he had an interception at practice recently. And you talk about a player that is all about ball hawk and getting the ball, veteran, experience, young still. You notice a trend here, folks? Talk about the identity. Talk about what Aaron Glenn's trying to build here. This is what we're talking about. The overall commitment to the youth. The 25 years old is a perfect window to get someone like Andre Cisco in this building. I think the Jets' free agency approach fits exactly what we're looking for. And that is getting young, hungry players looking for an opportunity to get paid. Cisco is looking to get paid, man. He's on a 1-year deal, prove-it deal. And the safety market kind of exploded it a little bit this year. So if he balls out for the Jets, he's going to get paid by either the Jets or another team next year. So that was a big acquisition, of course. And I also think the Malachi Moore draft pick is an intriguing one because you talk about the safety room. Tony Adams is still a name to watch because he's, I think, starting right now. The Jets got him running with the ones next to Cisco as the 2 safeties. But Malachi Moore is the rookie that's going to be competing for that spot, stealing it from Tony Adams, which I'm excited about. The safety room is not deep as the cornerback room is way deeper, in my opinion. But we got some intriguing names. And I think Malachi Moore brings a really cool, unique element to the game where he would say Tony Adams and Cisco are the 2 starting safeties. The Jets are still going to get Malachi Moore on the field in certain packages, certain dime looks, certain, secondary packages where he's going to get on the field. He's going to get on the field. Think of him like a Swiss Army knife type of player that's going to get all over the place. And I'm really excited about that because he brings a unique element of versatility that he can be our version of a Brian Branch. He can be a slot corner. He could be, a free roamer. He can line up in the box. He can do so many things. I'm really excited about it. Keith, what's good, man? Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Is Olu healthy? Yeah, Olu's healthy, right? I mean, what is that supposed to be? Is he not healthy? I mean, I think he is. I've seen him on the field. I haven't seen any reports that he's missing practice or anything, unless you're just referring to, him ending the year off injured. He is healthy off of that injury that he suffered last year to finish off the season. But Olu Fashanu, that is a player that is being... And listen, football is so interesting because there's just so many players. There's so many players to talk about on a football team where you just forget about some. Like, obviously, I cover the New York Knicks as well. And basketball is such a different sport just from the status of you have way more players in football to talk about than in basketball. You're just talking about starting five and like 5 or 7 players off the bench. So you concentrate on just a few players. Football, there's 53 players on a roster, and right now there's like 90 plus players on the roster trying to make the team. So I'm happy you brought up Olu because gotta stay hydrated, folks. Always be hydrated. Big key. But thank you for allowing me to drink my water there. Olu Fashanu is interesting because if you can name one player on offense that is crucial to the success of Justin Fields and everybody else, you can argue it's Olu. And I saw an article come out by PFF. They predicted the biggest jump that a player is going to make at each position around the NFL. And the left tackle that they put in that conversation was Olu, where they see a big improvement from last year. And last year, he wasn't really given an opportunity. He was later in the year, played great, and then got hurt. So if Olu Fashanu can become the rock left tackle that we've been looking for since Breakout Ferguson retired, this Jets team is really set up for some sustainable success, especially that he's on a rookie deal. He is going to get paid cheap money for the next 4 years. Like the blindside protector. You know how hard it is to find a good left tackle in this league? It's I don't want to say impossible, but hey, we've been looking for one for 10 years. It's been 10 years the Jets have been looking for a Breakout Ferguson replacement. And we may have found one. I don't want to jump the gun yet. He's got to prove they stay healthy because that's a big key. The reason why we all love Breakout Ferguson was because not just he was a rock on the football field and a beast, but he was an Iron Man. He never got hurt, and that's a very important quality to have when you're an offensive tackle. That was Mekhi Becton's issue with the Jets. He was super talented, but injuries destroyed his career with the Jets, and then when he did get healthy, he started to struggle. And then when he went to a new organization in Philadelphia, he balled out, and now he got paid a little bit to go to the Chargers. So I think that Olu is an X factor for this offense, and he's the key to the entire offensive line. You can argue, the rookie Armand Membu, right tackle. You can argue AVT, Joe Tippmann, but Olu Fashanu, if he can be our blue chip, we want him to be our best offensive lineman out of the 5. We want Olu to be... You look at the Jets' offensive line, you're like, all right, Olu is just the best. I mean, we want the left tackle to be the best. We want him to be the highest paid left tackle one day whenever he's eligible to get paid, which is in 2 or 3 years. Like, that's what we want. We want Olu to get the largest left tackle contract in Jets history because that means he's balling. And that's exciting because a big reason why there's a level of confidence with this roster, not just what we're going to do this season, but just the way the roster is constructed, is because of the offensive line just being solidified. It really is. And the potential is serious. Like, if we were going into the season like, man, like I like our playmakers, but our offensive line, I don't know. They look bad. We don't really have a tackle. Like, we got legit upside. Blue chip talent. Talk about 2 first-round picks on both sides of the offensive line. You know how hard it is to find that? The Jets got 2 blue-chip tackles to build around. And you can argue, like, Olu Fashanu is a beast. But then when you talk about Armand Membu, like, Armand Membu is... It's kind of blowing my mind. Just talking about the offensive line right now, the way it's kind of Crazy. And I'm not expecting this Jets offensive line to be like top 5 this season or anything like that. But what I am expecting is for this offensive line to get better as the season progresses, because the upside is just tremendous, off the charts. Elijah Vera Tucker and Armand Membu on that right side, pure athleticism, pure mauling mentality. I mean, that's what gives me like legit, like, wait, I think this Jets team has a chance to shock some people this year from the standpoint of beating teams that nobody expects us to beat, because there's a blueprint. And if you look around the NFL, how are teams able to pull off upsets, right? The Jets going up against a good football team. For example, the Buffalo Bills. How can the Jets pull off an upset against a really good team like the Buffalo Bills? Well, if they can have a good offensive line that controls the clock, runs the football, protects the football. That's how you could do it. You milk the clock, and if your defense can create some turnovers, like, you never know what's possible. Yeah, the Bills have Josh Allen, MVP quarterback, and all that, and I'm just using the Bills because that's the team in our division that we're trying to dethrone one day. Probably won't happen this year, but you never know. So I don't know. I'm excited, man. Johnny Boy's in the chat. What's good, bro? Appreciate you tuning in, my friend. Guys, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button on your way in if you didn't already. Really do appreciate all the kind support. Like button, share, do it all, baby. Richie, question for you. Who has the better season, Fields or Rodgers? Well, that's actually an interesting question, because we hope it's Justin Fields, right? That's definitely what we hope. You see Aaron Rodgers officially signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets will be seen in week 1. Come through to Jets Media Day, folks. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Let's do it. Let's do it. I hope it's Justin Fields. Justin Fields is going to have a better year, bro. That's who. I can show you the seating for Jets Media Day. Talking to my wife about it now. Might be coming. What's good, bro? Yeah. So the seating for Jets Media Day, it's going to be sections 228A, my friend. Sections 228A. Maybe I can show you. I mean, if you go to Ticketmaster or any thing and you go to 228A, that is where we're seated. That is exactly where we are seated, right? So 228A is basically the prime mezzanine section of where we are going to be at, my friend. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great time. I hope to have you, brother. I really do hope to have you, because it's going to be a really fun time. A great opportunity for us Jets fans to come together and be all together for the Jets game. So sections 228A is the seating. When you buy your tickets, I will basically send you your ticket via the Jets app, right? And we'll all be seated together, okay? We will all be seated together, all right? So I'm really excited about it. So here's Ticketmaster for you, so you get an idea of where we're seated. It's section 228A right here, right? Sections 228A. That's the view of the field right there. So, oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Shout out to it. And just to get an idea, look at the prices on Ticketmaster. They're selling a seat for this section is $335. Let me just add some context. Jets Media Day is $325. And if you buy a ticket for Jets Media Day, you not only get a seat at the ticket, seat in this section, but you get all-included food, all-included drinks, get onto the field after the game. The prices for this game just went up when Rodgers signed. And I'm not going to raise my prices. That's not who I am. I want this to be as an affordable as an experience as it could possibly be for all Jets fans. That's what I want it to be. I got a price from the Jets. I included the tailgate price into it and the cost to get onto the field. So I'm trying to make it as affordable for everybody as possible. And by the way, if you want to set up a payment plan with me, that is also an option. If you say, hey, Richie, I would love to come and I would love to make a deposit to secure my tickets, and you can pay it off throughout the summer. Like this is an opportunity to come through. And if you want to set up a payment plan option, that is also an option for you guys if you want to come through to the event this season, because it is going to be the ultimate Jets game day experience, folks. Seeing Aaron Rodgers take the field as a Pittsburgh Steeler against Justin Fields and the Jets. I mean, come on, man. Come on. So you see everything that comes with it right here. prime seating, all-inclusive tailgate party, access to the live show, exclusive post-game access. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a great, great time. Oh, yeah, baby. And if you have any questions, bro, just email me. Email me. Send over that email. All right, I want to open this up for some questions, comments, Q&A, anything you guys want to do. Calling into the show as well. Love to open up the callers. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to send it in the chat. Super chats cut the line, and they're very appreciated as always as we're trying to build this stuff up, baby. And it's going to be a fun offseason, man. It's going to be a fun offseason just from, I feel like the offseason is officially starting, even though it's started a minute ago, right? It's been a minute ago, right? Let's go. Let's go. All right. Why will he sweep us this year? Oh, what are you talking about? We're going to beat the Bills this year, bro. We're going to beat those Buffalo Bills, bro. Come on, man. Let's go. Week 1 will be fun to finally see how the schemes are put into action. Facts, brother. Facts. I think that my favorite part about this season coming up, and I've talked about it before, one of the biggest things that I'm excited about this season is that we are moving in silence. Nobody's talking about the Jets. And some people are. I'm noticing if, like, you know, you go on any national NFL show, they're like, who's the team that could break out that no one sees coming? The Jets are coming up in that conversation here. But, oh, it feels good to just not be hyped up to be great. I want people to doubt us. I want people to doubt this football team. Richie, who has the better year, Rodgers or Fields, and why? So here's my take on this. Right? Aaron Rodgers, the one thing we learned about him is it takes a little bit of time. And Rodgers just signed with them. And you need to know how Aaron Rodgers sees the game, sees the field in order to, like, click. The reason why he was an MVP with the Green Bay Packers 4 times is because everybody around him clicked and saw the game his way. And for the Jets, it just didn't click from that perspective. So I think there's going to be learning curves for the Steelers. And I also think the Jets getting the Steelers week 1 is the best time. Because if we got the Steelers like later on in the year, that's when Rodgers, I think, is going to start clicking. Like, I honestly, and this may ruther some feathers here, I think the Steelers potentially are going to be a threat with Aaron Rodgers this year. And I know some people are very emotional, like, oh, screw Aaron Rodgers. He's washed up. He's trash. Oh, I hate him. He's going to suck. He's a cancer. I don't feel that way. Like, I think, first of all, I think the Jets could beat the Steelers week 1. But I think there's a world where halfway through the season, things start to click for the Steelers and they start operating and clicking. But from Justin Fields' perspective, I think Justin Fields right now could have the better season than Aaron Rodgers because of the upside of the running ability, the mobility standpoint. And if he can click through the air, you never know what's possible. I don't think Aaron Rodgers also needs to put up elite numbers for the Steelers to win. Like, the Steelers made the playoffs last year without elite level quarterback play. The Steelers have had how many straight years with winning seasons under Mike Tomlin? And when's the last time they had a really good quarterback? Rodgers does not need to put up elite level numbers. So therefore, Justin Fields kind of needs to put up elite level numbers for his own standpoint to prove himself in this league. So that's why I think Justin Fields has a chance to be the better quarterback. And how do you evaluate that? Is it wins? Is it stats? Is it touchdowns, yards, completion percentage? There's a big scale when it comes to that, a large scale. So we'll see. I'm excited about it though. As long as Woody and Brick keeps their distance, Glenn should be able to create a tough culture. I agree. I think Aaron Glenn his culture is already being felt with this football team. It's already being felt with this football team, man. And I'm excited about it. And you guys should be too. I just feel like when you are a team like the New York Jets, there's a legit opportunity to go deep in this season. There's a legit chance to go deep within this organization to find the stars. Find those stars. And I think the Jets are giving this team every single opportunity to be stars, right? That's how I look at it too. The Jets are giving a lot of these players opportunities to be stars. And what does that mean? What exactly does that mean? Well, the Jets are giving players real chances. And that's not really the case by some metrics. A lot of other teams don't give young players opportunities. The Jets are the team of opportunities, giving young guys their chance. Tyler Johnson, wide receiver, a chance to thrive. Justin Fields, young quarterback, a chance to break out. Like, it's a tryout year. And I don't want to make that seem like we're waving the white flag this year, but it's a recalibration. It's seeing who fits the culture, seeing who fits the Aaron Glenn way. Because I bet you there's players on this team right now that's going to go into the season, and Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are like, yeah, those players, we're done with them for next year. Maybe even during the season, they cut them or something. Like, there's some players that's still on this roster, I think, that the Jets will notice, like, yeah, they don't really fit our toughness. They don't fit our mindset. So there's going to be a shift happening. This is the year of the infrastructure being built, the framework being laid, and that's the expectation I have for this upcoming year. DF forever! Richie, respects to you and channel. Thank you, my friend. That's so very kind of you. Guys, do me a favor. Support DF forever super chat by liking it. Support him. Really do appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. And that makes me want to get a little generous by gifting 5 Jets Media members. A great way to support the channel, folks, is by gifting memberships, right? Gifting memberships is a great opportunity to give back to the community of Jets Media. For maybe some people don't have the ability to get a membership, and you guys can go out there and gift memberships. So I just wanted to gift 5 memberships. So congratulations to Johnny Boy, R&R, Braden, Astral, and Emmanuel. We're all just gifted Jets Media memberships. What that does is give you access to exclusive emojis in the chat. So make sure you guys use them. And if you want to give some memberships away to some of your peers in the chat, you guys can do that. Would appreciate it. So I wanted to give back to you guys, as you guys are very kind. The evil Darren Muji emojis is my favorite. We got 69 likes. Nice. Nice. 69 likes. You know what I mean? Let's get to 100, though. We got to get 100. 100 likes is the goal. 100 likes is the goal, folks. So hit that like button right now on your way into the channel and subscribe. And you know what I'm really looking forward to, folks, just from a content creator perspective, and congrats to all the new Jets Media members. You know what I'm really excited for this year that I miss so much is going live for the games. The live play-by-play reactions to the games. Now, what was I going to say? I'm not going to be live for the first game of the year because I'll be at the game for Jets Media Day, but all the games after that, all the games, I'll be live for every single one, most likely. So, I love going live for games. I love calling it. I love being with you guys. I love that feeling of Sundays. Like, I miss it. We all miss it. Woo! I'm excited about it. How can I help? How are you, Raphael? What do you mean? What do you want to do? You're very appreciative. Very appreciate you even thinking about how you can help. I wanted to give back to you guys by giving away 5 memberships. BMAC with some negativity. Jets will lose week 1 and 2. How do you know that? I know I'm in the minority, but I do not want Lazard to get cut. Everyone's concerned about wide receiver depth and insist on cutting Lazard. I know he's great. I cannot agree more with you, Ryan Jett. Someone explain, why do you want to just cut Lazard? Like, you bring up the perfect point, Ryan. Everyone's like, Oh, I hate our wide receiver room. We don't have a number 2 receiver, but let's cut Lazard. Yeah, that's counterproductive. Now, is Lazard a great receiver? Is Lazard like someone that is valuable or whatever? Like, I get it. He's not great, but you want to hurt our depth just by giving up on him, trading him away for nothing, cutting him? No, the guy took a pay cut. Allen Lazard took a pay cut to stay with this football team. He's not going anywhere. If he was not part of the plans, folks, Allen Lazard would have got cut by now. When are people going to realize that? He would not be at OTAs. He would not be doing what he's doing. So I don't get people saying, get him off my team. I think Lazard is a solid vet, that he fits the timeline of this team. We need players like Lazard. He's staying on this roster. He took a pay cut. They restructured his contract. When are people going to realize that? When somebody takes a pay cut the way Lazard did and shows up for voluntary OTAs, he's all in. And the Jets are also all in with him. So stop talking about it. So thank you for bringing that up. I don't understand why people think he's trash. I want to keep Lazard. I think he finally be able to prove his worth without Rodgers. Also, he's a big target and can block. Yeah, talk about blocking. Aaron Glenn is trying to establish a mindset within this organization of blocking his first priority for these receivers. No block, no rock. That's the mindset. That's the what this Jets team is trying to implement with Aaron Glenn offensively with these wide receivers. If you ain't blocking at the wide receiver position, you're not getting the ball. Allen Lazard, you can argue, is the best blocker out of all the receivers. Josh Reynolds is also a solid blocker, but that's a big deal. And he's a solid guy that can provide a piece of red zone ability. He's not going to get you 1,000 yards, but I can see Lazard, if he plays all 17 games, getting you like 600, 650 yards, maybe 4 to 5 touchdowns. That's great. I'll take it. And I'm so happy Ryan Jett brought that up because, like, one side, people are like, oh, I hate our receivers. We need Terry McLaurin. We need Amari Cooper. We need... But you also want to cut out, like, what are we doing? I think there's a part of Jets fans that just, like, attach Lazard to Rodgers, and they hate Rodgers, so they want Lazard out of here. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Sir Brooks II with a $2 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the kind super chat. Arian Smith to the moon, baby. Happy Monday, Richie. Arian Smith is becoming a fan favorite, and I'm happy about that because I feel like when we drafted him, it was not the case. Jets fans hated him. Oh, we drafted a bust. We drafted someone that can't catch. Hey, I'm down for him to become a fan favorite. Now, he's got to go out there and do something. He's got to go out there and play some ball and execute, but there's some upside. There's some interesting traits to his game, the like. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Arian Smith is going to be a beast, potentially. You never know. Or he's going to be a bust. Maybe he stinks. Maybe he does have drop issues. Also a possibility. You never know. Unless we sign 1 or 2 vets, then there's no good reason to cut him. Exactly. If the Jets want to trade for a legit receiver, then yeah, you can cut him. But not right now. Not right now, okay? So that's how I'm looking at it. I think that this receiver room is a little bit better than some people say. I'm not saying they're great. I'm not saying they're elite, but man, let's stop pretending that this Jets receiver room is trash. It ain't. It ain't trash. I'm telling you that right now. Want to know why it's not trash? There's one reason why it's not trash. One reason. And it gets me excited. There's one reason why the Jets receiver room is not trash. It's because of this guy. It's because of Garrett Wilson. Look at this route. And this time he's going to get the ball, hopefully. I mean, look at this route, bro. Look at this freaking disgusting route on Rasul Douglas. Look at the release. Set him up, making it look like he got him beat. So Douglas right here is anticipating Garrett Wilson to cut inside, right? Because he's on his right hip. So obviously Douglas like, oh, he's got me. He's going to be wide open over the middle. And Garrett Wilson just does that little, oh, yep. I mean, look at that. Tell me that does not look like he's about to cut in. And then, whoop, just ankle's broken. Look at that separation. And Rodgers doesn't give him the ball. That right there is why our receiver room is not trash, because Garrett Wilson is that guy. He's that dude. He's not just a receiver. He's got legit elite level receiver abilities, bro. And he's showing it off at OTAs. Look at that spin, whoop. Yeah. Oh, man. He's my favorite Jet. And I'm so thankful that for my birthday, the Jets sent me this. A signed Garrett Wilson mini helmet. Like, bro, they knew Garrett Wilson's my favorite. They know Garrett Wilson's my guy. So shout out to the Jets. Become a Hall of Famer. Become an all-time Jet, Garrett Wilson. Oh, it's firing me up. Everything about Garrett Wilson fires me up. I can't wait to watch him go off this year. That's why stop complaining about the receiver room, folks. Stop whining about not having a number 2 receiver and appreciate that we have a legit number 1. Because the complaint used to be we don't have a number 1. We need a number 1. Let's trade for this guy, draft this guy, blah, blah, blah. No, now we have our number 1. So let's stop shifting and complaining and whining over not having a legit number 2. Let's let Tyler Johnson and these young guys get their opportunities to prove what they're capable of before we start crying about the receiver room. Okay? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, boy. Woo! So right now, the Jets are doing their media photos. Curious to see how that comes out, man. Very curious. I'm also really curious to see I feel like the offense is the main topic of this offseason, but the defense is something where, you know, Steve Wilks, Aaron Glenn's a defensive guy. Like, what are we expecting from this defense in year 1 with this new team, new defensive scheme? I mean, there's not that many new additions to the defense. The defensive core is still pretty much the same. You know, you got the 3 players on your screen, which are key pieces. Sauce, Carter II, Jermaine, you know, Jamie and Sherwood, all the same. You know, the difference is going to be Cisco at safety, DJ Reed's gone, new pieces on the interior. But for the most part, the core and the dynamic of this defense personnel-wise is the same. So I'm curious if they're going to like level up, be a top 15, top 12, top 10, top 7 defense. Ooh, I'm excited about it. Because I think the main, not concern, but the main topic around Jets land is Justin Fields. It is the offense because it's new, it's fresh. We don't know what to expect. But I'm excited about the defensive team too. So we'll see. All right, folks. Well, that's going to wrap up this show here on Jets Media. Thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure to be live with you guys for over an hour. You know, I'm trying to find a time slot daily to go live. Do you guys like this time of morning, like 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 11? I'm trying to find a daily show where there's a structure in place this offseason where we can talk Jets for an hour plus every day. You know, I'm trying to really establish a culture with my own business, right? Look at that. I'm just like Aaron Glenn. Establishing a culture here at Jets Media. Right? Maybe it's a 9 a.m., 10 a.m. start. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff going on here at Jets Media. All right. Make sure you guys get your tickets while they last over there on the Jets Media Day website, because who knows when the tickets are going to come or are sold out. I want to remind everybody as well that minicamp is this week. So that's what we're going to be talking about as the week continues. Minicamp is going to be pretty epic. All right. Minicamp is going to be epic. So I wanted to give you guys my biggest takeaways of OTAs before we wrap it all up. And now we move on. And now we focus on minicamp. Mandatory camp this week. So we'll see you guys then. Make sure you guys check out Jets Media Day tickets now. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about it, definitely go out there and check it out with this link. I will see you guys later for Fourth and Forever, as we usually do. And I appreciate all the kind support that you guys show on this channel, as you always do. With that, I'm out of here, folks. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. Love you guys so much. Peace out.